name up in lights, he just wants to be heard. Whether it's the beat of the mic, he feels so unlike everybody else, alone. In spite of the fact that some people still think that they know him, but fuck him, he knows the code. It's not about the salary, it's all about reality.
Hey guys, we are back again for some reason. If you was listening before, or if you read the last 10 minutes, I do apologise. I'm not entirely sure what just happened. We haven't had a part 1 and part 2 of something forever, because that never happened. These things happen. Know what I mean? I'm just going to start again, like, not really start again, but, you know, we're here doing what we usually do. We are aware it's Tuesday. We decided to do it live. We were meant to be doing a pre-recorded show, and this is why we shouldn't decide 5 minutes before we do a pre-recorded show to not pre-record it, to do it live, because it just decides not to work. So there you go. Anyway, we're here as always with me, Greg, hi, Adam,
hi,
and Adam, there you go, and George, of course, George.
Wagwan.
There you go. There's actually a hidden joke there, so if you never mind, it's all good. Yeah, we're doing an Attitude Era special this week because, well, everyone's got a fantastic memory of the Attitude Era, and why would we not do it? So yeah, we're here, we're doing our thing. I'm kind of like trying to like get me stride back again because, well, I fucked up. So we were like, yeah, let's do this. Let's, you know what I mean? I've been telling little stories and jokes and shit, talking about Adam's baby being vain and George being shit-faced and sober sex. You know what I mean? We've missed like a little bit, but there's the catch-up. Anyway, what was we talking about?
Well, I think you should really tell the truth about what happened.
I think you should tell the truth about what happened, George.
I think George has got it into his head that we had some sort of, and I quote, from the mouth of George, audio aids. I'm just saying. Is that right?
No, there was nothing audio about it. What happened was Greg turned everything off because he wanted to play Where's My Finger with Adam. So.
Yeah, this is kind of what happened.
Actually, have to tell Greg where his finger was.
Yeah, we did have to explain where my finger went. Yeah, it was warm and squeaky.
That's what happens when you have technical difficulties.
That's true. Yeah, fingers need to go in places that you don't want fingers to go. Well, I want fingers to go there, but you probably didn't. You know what I mean? It was a bit like rape.
It was all in me, right?
Anyway, I was telling the story of the difference because what happened was
jokes.
I watched an episode of Raw from 1999 with my missus recently, and just to show the difference between the two, the difference in 15 years, right? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I mentioned something and the computer didn't like it, but anyway, the first match on this Raw, totally normal, 1999. Got the Godfather looking for his hose, know what I mean? Obviously. Mark Henry, who at the time is a sex addict, doing his thing with the hose, whatever that may be. Who cares?
That's what I expected when I was watching wrestling
at
12 years old.
Exactly. So that happened. They came out, blah, 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 doing the thing. Midian and Viscera, because it was the Godfather versus Viscera. Midian and Viscera came down. Totally normal. Big fat guy. Some weird guy who turns into a naked guy later. Anyway. Yeah, they come out and Viscera gets on the microphone and says, yeah, I like hose. And I'm watching it, like, unlike my mate Midian, who last week told you, because Godfather had a fight with Midian, who told you that he's into farm animals, I like hose. So how about we have whoever wins the match takes the hose? Totally normal. My missus was like, what the fuck is going on? Couldn't, like, just mind blown, because you just would never see that anymore. And then at the end of it, Mark Henry turns on the Godfather because Viscera was like, yeah, I'll let you do whatever you want all night long to the hose. If I win the match, I'm not going to hold you back. You can do whatever. We did that. And then because there were so many of them, two of the hoes stayed back because obviously Viscera won. Mark Henry turned heel, whatever. So there was two hoes left back. One of them happened to be Victoria, who was like a 4-time women's champ or something. Anyway, that's how she got a debut. Smashing. As you do. Anyway, so yeah, she was there, and then Viscera, it was like £500, like splashed, like one of the hoes because she was on the floor, and then powerbombed another one, and just walked off. And I was like, yeah, that's the Attitude Era right there. She was just like, what are we watching? What the fuck is this?
Basically, the difference is
Hose.
we've got hose,
Yeah.
mentions of bestiality,
Yeah.
and then fat guys powerbombing women, yeah.
Yeah, basically. That was in the first 10 minutes.
Powerbombing fifth bed.
Yeah, that was in the first 10 minutes. That's it. And I think the king must have said puppies about 12 times.
I can't
I'll be
admit the
honest.
king saying puppies, to be honest.
That's all he.
12.
That's all he said. Puppies, oh my, oh blue, I love blue, oh I love red. Yeah, that was it. Know what I mean? And then yeah, JR was just like, that's someone's daughter. Know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I don't think they're very proud of them, I'll be honest, but there you go. So yeah, there's the difference between then and now, is, yeah, it's not good, I'll be honest. It's kind of shocking, you kind of like,
It is a bit of a,
you get desensitized to it, like I watch it in 1999, and like, watching old episodes like that, you kind of at the time it's like, yeah, that's normal. Now, watching it, it's like, wow, it's fucking brutal, that. You know what I mean? It's like, you must have found, like you did, George, you did all the WrestleManias, you must have found, like, around that time when, like, it was all hardcore and it was doing its attitude thing, I suppose, yeah. You must have but noticed the total difference in that. Was you a bit like, well, that is brutal as fuck?
taking it aback?
Yeah, a little bit.
See, because WrestleMania tended to be the best of what had gone on that year, you didn't really get to see an awful lot of crap, so it was actually fine.
Yeah, I suppose.
The biggest difference I noticed is the hardcore matches, looking back at them. They're brutal to watch.
Yeah, I can imagine that, actually. Because they just
And
go for
they're
gold
just
with anything.
Needlessly violent. Needlessly. Like,
that's
17 people in one match are bleeding, and you're like, what's the fucking point of that? Like,
yeah, but it was quality when you watched it, though. Like, I've just remembered now that they used to have the hardcore title on the line 24/7, and you could just be attacked.
Yeah, that was boss.
Nowhere.
Yeah. With Crash Ollie had it forever,
Crash
didn't
Ollie had it for ages.
Yeah. In fact, there was a time when...
It's something to do with him and Al Snow, was it?
Yeah, everyone had it. Like,
Yeah,
one of the hoes had it. Terry Runnels had it.
Yeah, Terry
one of the
Runnels
reps had it. It was, everyone had it. It was ridiculous. Everyone was like a champ for like 30 seconds.
It was
know what I mean?
That.
Yeah.
Because there'd just be a fight and someone would get the shit, and then next minute someone would just run down with like a chair or something, and you just go, come on.
Come down with their own referee and that. Yeah, it was mad. Yeah, it was like that, but that's the attitude there, isn't it? That's like, that's the point of it. It was so like, not extreme, like it was just, that's what it was, yeah, it was just like, everything was big and everything was done crazy, and I think it's kind of a shame to look back and be like, wow, that's amazing, and then look at it now and it's kind of like, we're so desensitized to that stuff, that it's kind of like, know what I mean?
Does that make you think the other way though, that you're getting sensitized to it a bit more because...
Well, yeah, so, like, I get what you're saying, but it's like...
Obviously otherwise you wouldn't be sitting here going, fucking Jesus, Jesus, man.
Yeah, man. Like, you never see anyone, like, it's mad that, like, you'd never see anyone blade anymore. That shocks me. Because, like, blading used to be, like, the thing to do. That's how you made a match, like, add a bit of colour to the match, as they'd say. That's how you make it, like, a proper rivalry. And now you just don't get that. Doesn't matter how many times you fucking hit someone with a chair or you do whatever you do, it's very rare that they'll bleed. So,
unless it's genuine.
Or you can hit someone between the eyes with a kendo stick and just nothing happens now. Like, you just stand there.
It's kind of a shame.
And when you've already seen guys become, like, busted the fuck open.
Yeah, a crimson
10 years
mass,
before.
as it were. That's what it used to be. Bleeding like a stuffed pig.
Oh my God, he's got a crimson mass.
Yeah, man.
I can't blister, this is horrible. Somebody get the medics.
All that stuff, yeah. And then it's mad to think that it's like the same company. That's the most shocking thing. That they have evolved that much, or devolved. That, I don't know which way you want to put it.
Well, evolve means to move forward.
Yeah.
Devolve means to kind of water it down.
So they devolved. Basically. I don't know.
Quite spectacularly.
I would say, see, as a business side of it, I understand why they're doing it, because they are global as fuck these days.
Yeah, they tell you every week.
Yeah, I know, but they fucking
Raw
aren't.
was the most watched show.
Yeah.
On the,
Do you know what's
with all
funny
these
though?
programs added together.
You know what's funny, right, is that if you know about Raw and you watch wrestling and you know about it, then you know how big it is. But if you don't, you still have no idea. Like, I remember, which I shouldn't really fucking say on air, but fuck it, I downloaded Extreme Rules in my missus, and her uncle was on a laptop, and she was like, oh yeah, can I just lend it to download this? And he was like, don't think you'll find that on there. You know what I mean? So it's like, and then he found it, and it was like 8,500 seeds. What? You know what I mean? And it was like, when
10 minutes later, you're sitting watching the pay-per-view.
yeah, do you know what I mean? It's like, it's mad that they can be.
Last night.
Yeah, it's like, it's mad that they can be so global and so like such a big thing, and like it's just known. Wrestling is known worldwide, but like, if you don't know that, or if you don't have any contact with anything to do with wrestling, then you never see it. It's just mind blowing to me. That's what I don't get. Is that like, it's you go to any country and you can find wrestling. Any country, and you will find wrestling, or you will know about WWE.
You just walk up to someone random in the middle of the street and you just go, hey, John Cena.
Yeah, that's what I mean, and it's like,
just see the reaction.
Nobody would know who he is.
Who's that? But yeah, that's what I mean. It's like,
that guy.
it's mad that.
John Cena. What are you doing looking at me wiener?
He's talking about my wiener. It's mad to think that like it's such a global thing, and like it's wrestling. It transcends like generations and like but like speech gaps, as it were, language gaps, I should say.
Speech gaps. Everybody talks, you fucking idiot.
Sorry. Not everyone. Not if you're a deaf mute. So there you go.
Yeah, but those pricks stay in their own colonies. It doesn't matter.
I think I could find a deaf mute John Cena fan. Defo. I'm thinking it.
Yeah, well, obviously he's not going to be blinded by the colour of his t-shirt, is he? In fuck's sake.
That's true. He wears a black t-shirt now. Stop hating, you bitch. Alright?
It's got fluorescent green on it. I mean, how in the name of fuck could you miss that?
Well, whatever.
Even Stevie Wonder could see that.
I'm wearing a black t-shirt with fluorescent green on it. It goes in the dark as well. It's a pyjama top.
But there's a massive C on the sleeve though.
Is he? No,
I wonder what the C stands for.
For captain. Captain it stands for. Captain. Because I'm captaining this ship, lad. Captaining the ship. That's me. Bitches.
I'm amazed you've not run it head first into an iceberg, to be honest.
5-star general. That's
I think
me.
that's what happened before when we went offline.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, just the fucking. It's a little ice cube. Just someone whipped it at me. Done. Over. Okay. Anyway. Yeah. Where are we going? What are we gonna do? Right. So Attitude Era. Yeah. What? I've got a little list of things I want to mention and talk about and that. So I was thinking, right, when I say, you've got to do this. When I say when I say the Attitude Era, what is your initial thought? Boom.
I don't know, lad. I have many initial
but
thoughts.
give me one. Give me
Austin.
if you think Austin. That's interesting.
Just
Because
Austin. Is he here?
That's it again. Right, but yeah, you know what, right, that's what I thought, because I was like, what do I think of when I think of the Attitude Era? And automatically I just thought of that glass smashing. That was it.
Just Austin.
Yeah, that's it. Just Austin is the Attitude Era. It's mad. Yep. What do you think of Austin when you think of the Attitude Era, George?
Yeah, Austin or Mick Foley.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always think Attitude Era and think Mick coming off the cell. We talk about it a lot, but it's a huge thing, to be honest. Know what I mean? So, yeah, I think. Oh, sorry. So my body's doing weird things to me there. Sorry, Jesus, I just nearly died on air. Fucking hell, I proper did.
Don't do a Jerry Lawler on us. You know what I mean?
No, that was proper scary. You see me life flash before my eyes. Need to get me a life. All I can see is this DJ panel. That's all I seen. That was it. That's all I see. Fucking this DJ panel. It's shocking to think, but yeah, I think Austin is just the epitome of the Attitude Era. And it's mad to think that right in the middle of the Attitude Era, he had basically a year off. Because at the end of 1999, he had a pretty 9 months off when he got ran over by Rikishi. who did it for The Rock? Who did it for the people?
Yeah. What did he used to say?
That's what he said. That
Yeah.
The Rock was like, when they had the Armageddon thingy, and he was like, I did it for The Rock, I did it for the people. And he was like, oh, shit your mouth, you tongue wearing fatty. Yeah, man. Yeah, good times.
And he was great players back in the day as well against everyone.
Yeah, man, The Rock was before The Rock
just
like
destroyed everyone.
before The Rock had to write on his hand what he had to say. You know what I mean? And
Right.
read from a Titans fan. I got the words wrong.
Don't even get me started, man.
Michael Cole got it nearly on a weekly basis.
Yeah,
Who
when
the
Cole
kid
was a
that
bitch.
did? Kevin something.
Kevin Kelly.
Yeah.
And Coach used to get
Coach
it
used
as
to
well.
get it as well.
Yeah, Kevin
Coach
Kelly
was
doing the
good.
Charleston.
I never
was just the funniest
did
thing.
like the coach. Coach was a bit of a better end coach.
Coach fucking works for it. Like, doesn't he present on ESPN or something now? Like, proper, like, mainstream guy. Like, he's there doing his thing. It's happening. Not Joey Styles. Yeah, Joey Styles does as well, doesn't he? Is it Joey Styles? Someone else does. I know he does. Or is it Josh Matthews or someone? Someone
No.
did commentary. Does
It's Todd
Grisham? There you
does
go. Yeah, Todd Grisham. He was more like after. He was like 2005, 2006 type guy. But yeah, it's mad to think that like one person can be the attitude era. But I think Austin's kind of got it. Like, I honestly thought when you were like, when I said what do you think of the attitude era, I thought you were gonna be like, McMahon pissing himself.
No,
Sorry.
no, that's like me. That's my funniest moment. Because I remember sitting there watching it with you and that. And it was hilarious.
Yeah, we watched it like as live as you could get it over here, and it was like, oh my god, this is boss. And it was like going out through the whole episode.
Yeah.
Of like, oh my god, this is boss.
This is what's going on. Oh, Vince is pissed himself.
And we had sounds like McMahon spells Versace with a P, stuff like that. I was like, yeah, that's cool, man. It's good times. Do you have a favourite Austin moment, George?
Pretty much his entire run. I couldn't really narrow it down to just one moment. He made wrestling cool. You know,
Yeah.
He didn't feel ashamed to talk about being a wrestling fan, and Austin did that. Like, Austin made you feel like, you know what, this is cool as fuck. Everybody's watching this. Like, all your mates would sit around and watch it, and whereas now, you know what I mean? It's a difference one man can make.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? It's like, I know that I've been to see Mick Foley a few times, and
Does he know that you've been to see him?
no, just in a bush outside. Know what I mean? just standing there, perving on his hot ass daughter, like just shocking that his daughter is his daughter because she is fine. I'm not even joking. She's like 19 and just Noli Foley. I don't know, but that's how you spell it. It's spelt Noli. I don't know how you pronounce it.
Noli Foley.
But it's Noli Foley, but she's hot. Anyway, yeah, I've been to see his show, I should say, not just been to see him. And he what's her face? I forgot where I was kind of going there. I got sidetracked by
Noli Foley.
By Noli Foley. I want to know all this, but put it into like Google or something and let me know if I'm right with the pronunciations of, you know,
Okay.
of Noli
I'll
Foley.
tell you how to pronounce it.
Go on.
It's 2 words
Go on.
with no at the front
Yeah.
and L at the end.
Okay. And how's it spelled?
It's Noel.
Noel. Noli.
Name's Noel.
Noli.
It's Noel.
Noli.
Adam's spot on. Greg's just...
A retard.
You can't blame the boy. Like, he didn't go to school. He was on the street corner selling sports socks for £2
You know what I've
for a
just
pound.
realised as well?
He is a
His name
practical-
Noel and he loves Christmas. That's genius.
He is a practical boy.
Why do you think he called her that?
It makes so much sense now. Makes so much sense.
Jesus.
Fucking hell, it's like being on a podcast with a child, man. Jesus.
Jesus
kidding me?
Christ.
You fuck off, alright? Anyway,
Do you want to go down that road, do you?
I forgot the fucking point of the story, why I even brought up
Well, that's clearly there, so I'm going to...
Mick Foley.
Oh, sort me picture out with you.
Trying to pay live on air here. Fucking hell. There you go.
Yeah, she's fucking well there.
Isn't she smashing? You wouldn't think that it was that you know.
Noli.
I mean, anyway. So, I've genuinely forgot my actual point. Yeah, right. I was talking Stone Cold before, and it's shocking to think that Stone Cold is like the Attitude Era, and he took, like 9 months off, basically in the middle of it. And how long did he take off when he, quote, took his ball and went home?
Probably about another 6.
Yeah, it was something like that, wasn't it? So he had shot, and then he had the whole run of being injured, so he was there but didn't wrestle. No, when he was like doing all the comedy stuff with McMahon, which was genius, by the way. I liked it when he was a heel, I'll be honest with you.
Do you know what? Like, a lot of people say that was like the worst decision he ever made. It wasn't. That was fucking brilliant.
He says it himself. He was like, when I shook my hand, it was shook. What was it on? JR's podcast, and he was talking about it, and was like, if I would have known how hard it would have been, and like how much dislike it would have got and stuff like that, dislike for the wrong reasons, I would never have done it. I would have shook Vince's hand and then being like, watch out for the stunner, and then stunned him, like. But I don't know. It's like, I thought it was proper good. It was a proper good turn, and it was no one seen it coming. Do you know what I mean? And it was clever, and for him to like the way he turned, because I don't think he could have turned any other way apart from the way he did. Do you know what I mean? So it was like, yeah, I thought it was proper good, but I don't know. Maybe that's just like hindsight. Probably at the time I was hating it, but now because of like I'm an older fan, I'm like, yeah, that's boss. Know what I mean? But I was never the biggest Austin fan, to be honest. I was a very mid-card guy. I enjoyed the mid-card more than I enjoyed the WWE title run. I'll be honest with you, like, in the Attitude Era, the mid-card was what it was for me. Like, those guys, like, made the show, I'll be honest. And, like, tag teams as well. I was big on tag team wrestling. It wasn't really just... That's what the thing is now. It's like, it's a shame that if you look at then and look at now, that people did watch just for certain like titles and stuff like that, and titles meant something, and now it's like they don't. The WWE title barely means anything. It's weird to think that it's kind of like that. Like, yeah, it's just an odd situation that they sort of got themselves in.
Yeah, but to be honest, I never liked it when they done it the first time round, when they had 2 fucking world heavyweight titles.
When they split it.
Yeah.
With the brand.
The brands and that, and then after the WCW and all that shit.
Yeah.
And then they had the 2 belts, didn't they? Because that's what the World Heavyweight Championship is, just a WCW belt.
Yeah, they had the undisputed, because, well, now, I wasn't really...
What was it called?
The which?
You had the heavyweight title.
Yeah, the WWE title and the World Heavyweight title. That's what it was. It was the WCW title for a bit and the WWF title for a bit.
Yeah.
And then, because The Rock was WCW champion, wasn't he? And then, I may be wrong about this, because I wasn't really all over it at the time, but the way I see it was they had the WCW and the WWF, the titles, and then when they got like unified when Chris Jericho did it on the 9th of December, my birthday, and then they had the unified belt, so it was one belt, but they split them. They split the brands, so you had Raw and SmackDown, but the champ could fight on either one. That was right, wasn't it? If you could be feuding with someone on SmackDown or someone on Raw. So whoever was the champ was a free agent.
More or less, yeah. He could just go wherever he wanted to go.
Yeah, which didn't really make sense to me.
But then, you know, Jericho didn't get the unified title though.
No,
he had to carry 2 around like a fucking moron.
Yeah, like Daniel Bryan now.
Yeah, but then you notice Jericho and Daniel Bryan are the only 2 who are obviously intelligent enough to figure out you put one round your waist and carry the other instead of Randy Orton carrying 2.
Yeah, that is true. Like,
letting them slip on his shoulder all the time.
Fucking baldy prick.
Yeah, I don't really understand. But yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, so, and then they had the 2 belts, and then, I don't know when it was that they split them. Like, I was watching it, but I probably wasn't paying all that much attention.
Well, I think Lesnar was the champion. Like, I think it was after Lesnar beat The Rock for the belt, and then that's when they split the brands.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Actually saying that.
Because Lesnar was the WWE champion, and they just gave Triple H a title. Like, he didn't win the title; they just gave him it.
I remember. Yeah, I'm on it now. Yeah, and then that's what. Yeah, I remember. So that makes sense, I suppose, and that's how it happened. And then that was when it was. When was that? Like 2000? That wasn't that like 2004? I want to say. Maybe.
You're close. 2002.
2002.
Yep.
and then so they split them again, and then it's only now that they've put them back together. But I don't think they're gonna keep them together. Like you've said, why would they keep two belts if they're gonna keep them together? Surely you'd just get rid of the World Heavyweight title belt and just have the WWE title belt. Because the World Heavyweight title doesn't make any sense to carry that anymore. Because why would you? But the WWE's new, and it's like got the logo on, and it is what it is. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
So you don't need to carry that other belt now. Like I wouldn't. I'd be like, no.
Be like, no, you're alright.
Yeah.
I'll just pass it off to whoever was the first person I saw in the crowd to go, do you want a belt? Here you go.
I'll keep this one.
I'd let Santino find it in the bin and think he's the champ.
Just go in the locker room and leave it. He's going in next.
Yeah. And then just assume, like, because that's when TNA got a new belt. That's what Eric Young did. TNA got a new World Heavyweight title belt, and Eric Young found the old world title belt in the bin and thought he was the world champ. Now, shockingly, he is the world champ, but there you go. Like, what the difference about 2 years makes, eh? You know what I mean?
Mm.
But anyway, so yeah, it's there you go. There's a bit of a title belt history, and now they're talking about unifying the IC and the European, aren't they? IC and European. I am an attitude there. IC and the US.
Fucking hard.
No, fucking hell.
The European
Jesus.
Championship.
Yeah, man.
European Championship. Go on. Who do you think of?
D'Lo Brown. Actually, to be fair, I probably shouldn't. I probably should have said Kurt Angle when he was the Euro Continental Champion. Remember that?
Yeah, but
yeah, but fuck off.
That was glorious.
It was boss.
Nah, you didn't say.
And he got chicken winged by Bob Backlund, who just was there for no reason, just his mate, but hated him. It was weird. It was proper mad.
Was there a few times Bob Backlund though?
Yeah. I love his red suspenders and red white shirt, red suspenders and red Hebo doing the chicken wing on Kurt Angle. It's just like there's not on anything more American than that. I'll be honest. Jesus, it's like that is America. It's a good time. I'll be honest.
Yeah, funny him because he was just like a pasty middleweight guy.
Yeah, wasn't he like he was WWE champ for like ever, wasn't he? And then he just disappeared. Am I right?
Yeah, pretty much like before WrestleMania, I think, like before the first one, he'd been champion for about 4 years or something.
So ridiculous, yeah. It's mad when you
think
about
it. Like Backlund wouldn't drop it to Backlund wouldn't drop the title to Hogan, so they had the Sheik beat Backlund, and then Hogan beat the Sheik.
Oh, I didn't know that. Interesting.
That's when I was 17 years old. No.
When I was a nipper. When I was 17, loving life. No, yeah, that's kind of shocking. I didn't know that. See, it's all politics back in the day that you didn't know. Like, I know this is an attitude era stuff, but like, it was still kind of happening back then that like, if you were a heel, you was a heel, and like, you weren't really like meant to ride with faces and stuff like that. You know, it didn't really happen as much in the attitude era, but it was still kind of going on. Do you know what I mean? And you were kind of in, not so much in character, but like, it was still a bit of a carny. Like, it was still a bit of like, this is real, and you know what I mean? There were certain like things about
still a
it.
bit of funniness. Yeah,
that type of thing. Now it's just like totally blatant that it's acting. Like years ago, like when it was like territories and that. I didn't know this, I only found out what this was like. When it was like territories and that like if you were a heel, you were a heel and you rode with heels. And if you rode into a town, right, and there was like however many there was of you in a car, and faces went into a restaurant. Know what I mean? Like the goodies went into a restaurant, and it was like there was like six faces around the booth, and like 2 heels or 1 heel or 7 heels walked in. They had to walk in, and if they noticed them, they had to turn around and walk back out. It was like you just weren't allowed. Like they weren't allowed to stay in the same hotel, and it was mad. Like, did you know about this, George? I didn't know anything about this. That like it was a proper, it was real back in the day. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I kind of lived through it, so yeah.
I was going to shows, yeah. I was going to shows.
Jokes about being a crab old man. So, yeah, I knew about that. It's to do with protecting the business.
Yeah, man.
And not making sure that everybody knows the workings of how professional wrestling goes. Whereas now, every prick with a laptop thinks they know how it works.
Yeah,
So
basically, yeah.
you could kind of see what they were trying to do, but
Yeah.
yeah, it made a lot of sense when you think about it.
Yeah, I think it would have been. I think it would be nice for a little to believe slightly that it's real, if that makes sense. Like, I know that I've listened to a few different like podcasts and that, and a few people like don't like. I know William Regal doesn't like the fact that like faces and heels and like a work and a push, words like that shouldn't be used by people like me and you. You know what I mean?
Nope.
So, but I'm in the business. Look at me, I'm doing it right now. I'm in the business.
Yeah.
I'm here.
We're live, Billy. Deal with
Yeah,
it.
I know. But yeah, that I like to a point. I understand where they're coming from, because it's only like, I think it's only recently that I've started using words and terms like that. Like I wouldn't, like, it annoys me when people who don't know about wrestling use wrestling terms. If that makes sense.
Like heel and face.
Yeah,
No,
you know what I mean.
It doesn't make sense. What do you mean? Like people who don't know about wrestling?
like these people out there that don't know about wrestling. Did you know this?
Yes, I know. Yeah, well, shockingly, yes. But do you mean people that are wrestling fans that think they know?
No, I don't
or
mean like
just
that. If you
some random prick on the street.
Yeah, like somebody like who like I've said a few times, like somebody who like thinks they know wrestling because they watched The Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 6.
Yeah, someone who watched that
6.
back in the day and
And they're like, oh yeah, I used to love Hogan, and that's fine and that's great, but don't assume to know what you're talking about now. Like, I don't know football, so I will not assume to know. I will know about it. I wouldn't have a conversation about golf to somebody.
I'm
That's just
assuming
football.
Liverpool didn't win the league.
I did find out this, yeah. I did find out.
As long as you know that.
But yeah, that's what I mean, and it's like, it's kind of, because they think it's fake, it's okay to talk about shit like that, and it is okay. It's just a little bit in me where it's like, shut up, you know what I mean? And it's just a little bit of like,
Shut up, tit, go and watch Corey.
yeah, do you know what I mean? It's that little bit of like, I want to kind of protect it myself slightly, but I suppose that's life, you know what I mean? Uneducated wrestling fans who think they are educated annoy me. It offends me slightly, I'll be honest.
It offends me as well. Like, there's nothing more annoying than somebody that thinks they know what they're talking about.
Yeah, well, that's in any subject really, but I think with wrestling more so because they think they know. And like little things of like how could I put it? I have like a conversation with somebody and they'll say something that is ridiculous. Like,
for example,
what's a good? I haven't really gone. Yeah, right. Here's a good example. Like, if someone watches a bit of wrestling and then something gets mentioned about, who was I talking to? I can't remember who I was talking to. Right, but anyway, Randy Orton got mentioned, and somebody will be like, "Oh yeah, no Randy Orton, yeah, he's yeah. He got handed it to him on a plate though, didn't he? You know what I mean?" And it's like, what? Got handed it to him on a plate, didn't he? Because his dad and that were in the business, and it's like, well, yeah, he was around it, and he probably got a bit of, like, he probably skipped a few steps, but he didn't get handed it to him. Like,
yeah, he woke up one day and went, I'm going to be a wrestler. Look at me ripped physique.
Yeah, and he was like, oh, Daddy, buy me some knickers and get in touch with Vince McMahon. No,
buy me some knickers and some baby oil.
That didn't happen, and it's like, he's worked to be where he is. Granted, he may, if our fella wasn't Bob Orton, maybe he wouldn't be in WWE as soon as he was, but he would be in WWE. Do you know what I mean? So
that what you just said there, that's a prime example of a prick. Like,
yeah, basically.
If anything, like, people who have fathers and mothers that have been in the wrestling business, they've got to work twice as hard because of what those morons think.
Well,
like, they just get everything handed to them, they don't have to work for it. Bullshit, they've got to work twice as hard.
That's what I think.
And sometimes it doesn't even pay off. Orton's the exception to the rule.
Well, yeah. I think that's the thing, right? If you look at it, it's like, how hard would it be to go into a business and have, even if it's 5 or 6 top guys, or top trainers who used to be top guys, or whatever it may be, you get into a ring and they're looking at you thinking, that's Bob Orton's son. He's already going to be amazing. And you've already got that, like, the added pressure of your our fella's career.
Yeah.
And you've only just stepped into the ring for the first time. And that's the first thing they say. Once his music hits, he walks down the ramp, and the first thing JR will say, or King will say, oh yeah, second generation or third generation superstar. It's in his blood. And it's like, well, he better be good. You know what I mean? It's like, all the fans are like, oh, well, he must be boss then, it's right. And then it's like, it's your first match and you've got to look like you've fucking been doing it all your life. I was like, what the fuck? So yeah, fans like that.
So much pressure, man. I mean, for every Randy Orton, there's a guy like Ted DiBiase. Like,
yeah, basically.
Like his dad was good, but sadly he was shit. So
I don't think he was shit. I think he was.
So much.
I don't think he was given ample opportunity. That's what I don't think. I think.
Are you kidding me? Like,
I think it
He
fizzled.
gave the same opportunity as Rhodes.
Yeah, but
At exactly the same time.
And I agree with that, but I think it fizzled out a little bit because didn't know what to do.
Well, I mean, like, I know Rhodes hasn't, like, fucking exactly rode a fucking humongous wave since he's got
yeah, I get that. He's a future world champ, like.
Yeah, but he's fought himself up in there, and he had a nice big storyline last year.
Yeah, man, I get. Okay, right. I will. To anybody who says that they're not that good and stuff like that, I think he's good in like Ted DiBiase's good in the ring. I just think the gimmick just didn't land. I think that's what it was. And if it's the gimmick not landing, my new thing to go to is EC3. I'll be honest, because we've talked about this before. Derek Bateman was fucking awful. EC3 is fucking fantastic, and it's the same guy. It's just a different company with a different opportunity. And if EC3 was in WWE, he'd be in the title race. I've no doubt about that. And it's like he's just came into his own. And I think if you like buy into a gimmick and you can get people to buy into it as well, then you made it. I think that's all it was. And people just didn't buy into his gimmick. That's all that happened, really. But
quite ironic considering who his dad was.
yeah, man.
See what I did? And he also had Maurice. So how could the people not buy into that? It's his fault.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I don't think he was bad in the ring. To say he was shit in the ring is a bit unfair. To have him walking around with the thingy belt, the $1 million belt, was a bit too much. I was a bit like, alright, we get it. Let's move on. Time reenacting a gimmick that someone's done 20 years ago, who's your dad, is shit. Having Virgil with him, like, what are you playing at? Seriously, like, we're not idiots. You know what I mean?
By the way, we've had a tweet.
Oh, have we had a tweet saying? I've had a text about it. Is it off Mr. Hazelwood?
It's off Mr. Hazelwood saying, honourable fuck nerds have only just discovered you're on. What's the crack then?
We weren't meant to be live, okay? I do apologise. This was meant to, like...
He's fucking lying, Alex. This was prearranged. This was planned.
To be fair, look at our tweets. We've been tweeting about it for weeks. No, to be fair, he's not just Mr. Hazelwood anymore. He's Mr. Hazelwood, the writer of Sparky's Plug. I'll be honest.
He's like Sparky's Plug.
Yeah, he's a writer these days for us. I'll be honest. You know what? I said this on Twitter, right? This is the first time he's ever wrote anything. I don't know if he wants to pull up or whatever. This is the first time he's ever wrote anything outside of the paragraph for the Warrior. And do you know, right? I'm gonna say big words here that mean something to me, right? And the people of SLTD and the family and the fans and all that will get this. But when I first read it, it reminded me of AOB. And AOB is like, as I always say, my greatest acquisition. And you can't fault AOB's writing. It's fucking boss. He's like 18 and he's just got it down. He knows what he's talking about. And Alex's is the same. If you read it, you're like, yeah, you're sound, you. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's kind of shocking. But, yeah, and he's just got no confidence with it. So read Alex's shit. Sparky Plug.
Well, don't actually read his shit. Like, that's
no,
quite
don't.
weird.
It's just weird, yeah. But
when you do, you've discovered a new language.
It's an artistic language, but a language all the same. Yeah, it's if ECW would survive now. We were talking about it came from last week's show. That's what it was about. That's where his head went. Anyway, what's he tweeted saying? What's happening?
I wouldn't call it writing, it's the inane ramblings of a jerk-off.
Yeah, that's pretty much SLTD in a nutshell.
That's
every one of our writers. We write shit, the inane ramblings of jerk-offs. That's pretty much SLTD, I'll be honest.
I think they've just found a way to rebrand the website.
I know, yeah, that's it, yeah, man.
Sounded that all you call yourself, you call it like honourable fuck nerd.
yeah, pretty much. That's it.
Ripper-writers, what they call it, they're the honourable fuck nerd.
Yeah. So like
Apple have got like the genius, like this one, we've got the honourable fuck nerd.
If somebody's like, what's SLTD wrestling? It's like, oh yeah, it's the inane ramblings of a bunch of jerk-offs. And SLTD radio is it takes a lot of preparation to sound this amateur. We've got it down. We've smashed it. He did say he texted me, by the way, because obviously he thought we weren't reading his tweets. The knobhead. Anyway, the level of expectations on second, third generation wrestlers is immense. Your half. I should have read this before I wrote it. Before I said it. Your half fella's good. Your half fella's good. I think he's talking about the American Dream there, the American Dream, because he's my half fella, obviously. If you don't achieve what your pops did.
Who he is.
Yeah. What is he saying? Yeah, if you don't achieve what your pops did, you're vilified. That's true. Right there. So if Cody doesn't achieve what the American Dream did, then love the Dream.
Well, it will though, only because now he's fought for it like for years.
Yeah, man, he's gonna be like he's done his way. He's gonna be champ. Like,
I know they're just teasing him again.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if he's not champ. I would be shocked.
And he also said to George, read his shit so he passes poetry.
Do you pass poetry, George?
Some would say that.
Okay.
That's Hazelwood saying it, that he passes poetry.
Oh, Hazelwood passes poetry.
Oh, well, yeah.
Alright.
No, like, to be honest, that was the first bit of anything that I'd read for about 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And I thought it was top class, so...
It's fucking good, isn't it? Like, for a first... like, I was shocked. I was thinking, shit, I shouldn't have done this. Because I was thinking, he's my boy and I'm going to have to tell him that he's shit. And then I was going to be like, sound, I'll just blame George, it's cool.
I'll get George to tell him.
Yeah.
That's what he does all the time. Like,
I know, that's what I was going with. But yeah, seriously, we are talking about it a lot, and we don't really talk about people's posts individually on the show, which we really should, and I do apologise, but read everything that's on there, but just check out Sparky's plug, would ECW survive? To be fair, it's a bit of a throwback to the Attitude Era, because he talks quite a lot about the era and the eventual demise of the Attitude Era, if you like, because the end of it all was the invasion, and then it came together, and that's when WWE was born, and that was kind of where WWF left off where it was, and it became something a little bit different and a bit new, and whatever it turned into, and now we've got what we are. I think once it wasn't WWE, it was still like there was still crazy shit going on when it was WWE.
Yeah, but that was because they hadn't gone PG yet.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But it was definitely on its way to like calming down a lot, I think. Anyway, but there you go. Yeah. Anyway, where was I going? Oh yeah, right. Who, in your eyes, in your peepholes, like a crab, tiny. It's like someone's made you miniature and then made you normal size, but your eyes have remained miniature. What's happened?
I don't know. I've been sucking an episode of the Mighty Boosh.
Who, in your eyes, would be the most underrated superstar of the Attitude Era? Who do you think is like, well, he's fucking boss, but didn't really get anywhere? Like the Ted DiBiase of the Attitude Era.
I don't know, because he was so, like, in the Attitude Era, he was like, it wasn't like a small collective of like people.
Everyone was over.
Everyone
was over. Yeah. Everyone had the thing. Like, you didn't have to be you didn't have to be
a main card fighter.
Yeah, a main card fighter to be like someone's favourite wrestler. Yeah, I thought that when I wrote it.
Because it's like, because like I like every time I talk about it, like talk about it to someone, like I used to like the Brood. I thought the Brood was good, and not many people did apparently.
Original Brood or New Brood?
Original Brood.
Original Brood was Gangrel, Edge and Christian. Yeah, New Brood was the Hardys and Gangrel.
Oh no, Original Brood.
No, fuck them Hardys.
Like when like Gangrel first came and that, it was a bit of a pudding, to be honest. When I think back, I think I've watched some since, because I've watched some of the 99 episodes anyway. I'm going into 2000, watched a few then, because I think he came in 2000.
I think it was like it was 98 into 99 you've watched. Yeah, 98 into 99.
I've watched 2000 as well, because I've watched Jericho come into it and that, so I'm going into 2000.
See, that's still 1999.
Yeah, no, but
the Millennium Countdown.
Yeah, it's November though, isn't it?
Oh yeah, so, yeah, you may have gone on to, Alright, I'll let you off, yeah, maybe.
But yeah, I thought like he was good, and they had a little run, don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
the Brood had a good little run for about 8 months or something.
It's mad that, like, out of the Brood, you would never have thought Edge would be a God knows how many time world champ.
Yeah.
To look at him, you wouldn't think, wow, he's going to be the breakout star.
I also think Val Venus never got the push he fully deserved.
I always say this. All the time I was going to say that. Like, that. This is me thing. Val Venus in 1999 was fucking money. I'm not even joking. Like, if you watch him, he was... You know what? If now was 1999, who would fit in? Dolph Ziggler is Val Venus. It's just like, he's boss in the ring. He's got the promos down. He's got his gimmick, and he just won't give him the push. He had that gimmick set up. People, like, all the dudes were like, yeah, he's fucking cool. Boning chicks. And all the chicks were like, oh my god, look at him gyrate. I love all that. Know what I mean? And then he had his gimmick down. He was doing little backstage promos. He had rivalries. He had, like, his like, what's the word? Like, when he cut his promos, he had, like, certain things he said all the time, do you know what I mean? Like catchphrases, if you like.
There you go, man.
He had them down. He was boss in the ring. He had a good look, and he just wouldn't push him. He didn't go anywhere.
But he had a story. That's how over like everybody was. He had a storyline on there.
All the time.
Took like 5 minutes of the segments of show. But he had like videos on the site and something.
Like that's what I mean. It's like mid-carders had time. It's mad that sort of as far as you want to go with WWE now, like. They've kind of regressed back to if you're not a main card superstar, you're not getting time on the mic. Yeah. These mid-carders who've never ever spoke. I've never heard the Usos cut a promo and the tag champs. Know what I mean? They do a don't try this at home, and one of them can't even speak. Yeah, don't try this at home. Yeah, and it's just like, come on, seriously, play the game, man. What's Alex saying? Yeah, do you agree, disagree, George?
About Venus? Yeah, completely agree. I'm just having a look. He used to have some great T-shirts, man. Like,
I've never seen him
on the internet.
Oh, look for Val Venus merch. He's all about the hemp at the minute. Like he's a pure hemp god.
Good man.
Yeah.
He needs to calm the fuck down with that. But yeah.
You know what he made? Did he make like a hemp cake or something like that? For his daughter's birthday or something like that. He made something, but it wasn't like
cannabis.
No, it was like hemp. Do you know what I mean? It was like
Saint plants.
Yeah, but it wasn't. Obviously, he made it for his daughter, and someone tweeted him was like, "You're giving your daughter weed," and he just went off on one and was just like, "You ignorant fucking pig! How dare you? Like, how dare you? You ignorant little like! Don't ever tweet me, and don't think that you have the right to tweet me if you don't know what the fuck you're talking about." And I was just like, "Oh wow, that was." I
was back them up.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Flower from hemp, by the way.
It's all good, man, but yeah, he was just like, you're feeding your daughter weed, that's not good, time thing, and he just went off on one and was just like, you fucking ignorant bastard, how dare you, get your facts right before you come at me with your stupid ass tweets and waste my time and everybody else's, and he was just like, whoa, shit, I've just got a tweet off Val Venus, no way, you know what I mean? Like, that's all that happens, it's mad. Yeah, what was your what was Alex saying?
Hazel was just saying it's a little WCW shout, to be honest, but he says it counts because it was during the war, during like the Monday Night Wars, so obviously it counts. And he said that he loved Billy Kidman, but didn't Billy Kidman end up on WWF at some point?
Yeah, man, yeah. Billy Kidman still works there.
No, I have to love Billy Kidman, and he never got as much credit as he deserved. Just classed him.
He ended up on top of Tori Wilson as well. So.
Oh yeah,
did he?
Yeah, he married Tori Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
In her heyday as well, when Tori Wilson was Tori. Wow, look at that. That's where everyone.
Clap for the Kidman.
That is impressive, to be fair, with Tori Wilson, like. Yeah, man, like Kidman still there, works in the production truck, I think.
Does he?
Yeah, as far as I remember, like he does.
I don't really remember what he looks like or anything, I just remember his name.
He just looks like it.
So, yeah, he was probably underrated.
Yeah, he was, yeah. He just looks like a guy. He used to do the shooting star press, didn't he? But didn't he used to do the shooting star press and got told he couldn't do it no more, and then, like, 2 years later, someone started doing the shooting star press? Or something like that. I know his finisher, he got told he couldn't do it anymore, but he'd been doing it for years. And then somebody started doing it. He was
probably.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe. I don't know who it was.
I don't know, it's just a folk splash, really.
Yeah, I don't know, honestly, I don't know who it was, but it was somebody and he was pissed. Yeah, there you go. I would say another, have you got an underrated superstar, or are you agreeing with Val Venus, George?
I would also say Goldust.
I would say
Goldust. I was going to say Goldust, but like, he still could.
Yeah, he could still, yeah. Val Venus. Goldust can still go, like, which is shocking.
I like use quality Goldust.
Yeah. It's a shame that like he was very early Attitude Era.
Yeah, he's like end of
Federation,
yeah.
like, and he wasn't really around for like. Well, he was because he had that whole GTV, didn't he? Wasn't that Goldust GTV?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he came back a bit late, but yeah, man, Goldust was a good one. I was gonna say Jeff Jarrett, like even though in WCW he became like the champ of everything, in
TNA.
oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wasn't he?
He was in WCW though. He was the world champ a few times in WCW. But yeah, when he was like probably the best Intercontinental Champion between 1999 and 2000. Like, even though he was
for that year.
well, no, but like that's the thing. He made the Intercontinental title mean something, and I'm not being funny. This is not a hard task, but it's not a hard task to do. But 90%, not 90%, but like half of the year, let's say, he was feuding with China, and like I'm not being funny, to get that over and to get. The gimmick he was working was you're a woman and you should be barefoot pregnant in the kitchen. And it was like, he got legit heat. Like, he got JBL heat back in the day. It was that type of heat he was getting. Like, everyone hated him. And it was just boss. It's just perfect to watch. And having Deborah there, and then Miss Kitty came into it, and then they both left them. And it was just...
What about it?
Yeah, man, it was just mad. It's just like, little things that you, like, it's only going back and watching it that you think... Fucking hell, like, he is proper good. And back in the day, I was like, fucking like Jeff Jarrett. Now I'm like, fucking
Jeff. Bouncing out with his guitar in the air.
Yeah, man, he's like, and look at him now, he's got a new promotion and all that, you know what I mean? Banging Karen Angle, which is always good.
Fun time for anyone.
Always a good time, yeah, man.
So I hear anyway.
Not that I don't know.
You know what you're saying about Jeff Jarrett, I think a lot of the problem is that he followed on from being... because guys like Rock and Austin and even as much as I hate him, Triple H, they'd all been in that sort of same area over the Intercontinental title the year before.
Yeah.
So I think that's also part of the reason why he maybe doesn't get the credit he should.
Yeah, it's kind of that, like, because it was the Rock and...
He's shadowed.
Yeah, Rock and Triple H, and he went on to, like, be the champ. It's kind of shocking that...
And they were the champ at the time when he...
They went on to be, like, main carders and probably future Hall of Famers from that, and it's nice to look back and go, yeah, they were feuding over the Intercontinental title, and now a year later they're feuding over the world title. But he just didn't get that push to the world title picture, which is a shame because he should have. It's like, he worked his arse off, you know what I mean? And it's like, I think, as well as much hate as this is going to get, around the time when Billy Gunn won the King of the Ring, he was fucking money as well. Like, he could have went on, and he had a feud with The Rock, and it was like he could have had a legitimate like feud for the title, and they just never give it to him, and then he just got pushed back into the Outlaws tag team, and that was it. And then he left, and it was he had Billy and Chuck, didn't he? Which was too gay for words, but Rico. But yeah, he just stayed in a tag team when after he won the King of the Ring, they could have pushed him because it was like, well, he's a King of the Ring. Seems strange to me.
I think the problem with that was The Rock did to Billy Gunn what John Cena kind of does to everybody else. Like,
okay.
No, but what I mean is The Rock feuded with Billy Gunn, and just he was never presented as a legitimate threat to The Rock. And once The Rock had, beat him, there's nothing, like, they couldn't do anything else. So, that's kind of their own fault. I don't think Billy Gunn could have done anything more than he did, to be honest.
I don't think there isn't many people who, like, I don't think, even whoever didn't get a push at the time, I don't think they could have done any more. I think it's kind of forgotten sometimes, even if you're watching it now, it's kind of forgotten that that they were, like, fighting for the jobs, and there was times when they didn't know they were gonna have a job at the end of the week and stuff like that because of the Monday Night Wars, and they were getting beat, like, in the ratings week in and week out for fucking God knows how long. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, the thought of WWE not existing now and it being a different company is kind of weird when you think about it, like, because it is, as we were saying, it's such a fucking juggernaut. But then, at the same time of being in the Monday Night Wars and losing losing viewers and being second to WCW and stuff like that, which is one of them things, and they came through it, and that's fine. To ended up buying out WCW. I made the point there on about me going to see Mick Foley live, and he said, like, back in the day, they had a segment with the This Is Your Life segment with The Rock, which is still one of the best rated segments in Raw history. So it got like nearly 9 million viewers, and it was like 9 million viewers in 1999 is ridiculous. You think about it, like he was saying 9 million viewers, and that's before social network. That's before anybody could Facebook and go, oh my god, this segment's boss. Or, oh my god, check out The Rock.
Yeah, everyone's watching anyway.
Yeah, and it's like, that's like fucking phoning your mate and being like, you've got to get on this. Is Adam in? Yeah, thanks. Alright. Yeah, my mum's sound. Yeah. Hey, Adam, get on this, lad. You know what I mean? That's what it's like, because you didn't have a phone. And it was 1999, no one had fucking mobiles and shit. Well, everyone had mobiles. You know what I mean? Kids especially didn't.
No.
So, it's like, shocking to me that, like, you can have segments like that, and then now, TV, like, ratings like that just don't exist. Do you know what I mean? And still they were losing to WCW, like, in a weekly basis. It's just shocking. The amount of people that used to watch wrestling, it's kind of scary when you think about it, like. But
there's now less than, I think it's less than a third of that watch Raw every week.
Yeah, they do like 2/7, don't they? Something like that.
It's still the highest rated program on the series ever or something, aren't they? So.
Yeah, then if you look at it like, if you look at the facts and figures, it's amazing how it hasn't took over the world. Really, like, I'm not being funny. It's like
everybody doesn't watch it.
Yeah, to do over 1,000 weekly episodic like TV show, to have a show on 2 hours or 3 hours every single week since 1993 is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah,
I'll be honest with you. It's like no show is ever gonna do that again, like ever. And that's just Raw. SmackDown's on like 1,000 or something, in it, over 1,000 or something.
Well, it's getting close to it.
Yeah, it's getting close to it. So it's like there's that, and then there's like fucking everything else that goes with it. Like they've had numerous toughen ups. They've had heat, metal, fucking all the afterburns and stuff like that. NXT now, main event. It's just like all of it. It's shocking that it's
Heat was shit.
Heat. I remember when Heat used to be
Heat was good, and then it just
dwindled to nothing. I remember when, like,
fuck all in about 3 weeks.
Yeah, the world champ was on there, and then like Triple H was showing up and having fights one week, and then it was like fucking.
Let's just get everybody from the lower leagues on here.
Yeah, it was awful. It turned into like.
There's a push program, wasn't it?
Yeah, the main event was like S.A. Rios versus Taka Michinoku. You know what I mean?
Taka Michinoku. There was an underrated wrestler if ever I've seen one.
Oh god.
Taka Michinoku.
It was like when he got through out the ring.
Funaki.
Yeah, man. Funaki's still in the company as well, isn't he? Or he was for a long time, like. Okay, have you got an awful gimmick that you just think, oh my god? Have you got an awful gimmick, George, that you know of? That you're just like, oh my fucking god, what are you?
No, like, I don't think there was anything that bad, really.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
And you know how harsh and aggressive I am.
I was totally expecting you to just go, Mean Street Posse. In fact, I was expecting you to go, Pete Gas. I'll be honest with you. I was just like, Alex Hazelwood is Pete Gas. I'm not even joking. Gilbert, yeah, man. Fucking hell. Dwayne Gilbert. And it was like, they used to pump the Gilbert chant in, and it used to show the crowd, and every one of them was like, just looking at the thing like, what the fuck's this?
Gilbert coming out with his little black ballies.
And little sparklers and that. That's funny, that, man, yeah. Wasn't he Cruiserweight champ?
Yeah, something like that.
Wasn't he, for a bit, yeah. Gilbert, man, yeah. But Mean Street Posse, I always think, what the fuck? What are you? And then putting them with the British Bulldog. Bulldog must have just been like, oh, what the fuck?
I don't mind the Mean Street Posse. Mean Street Posse and the Insane Clown Posse joined them.
No, I don't think so. Who was
it? May have been a dream that I had in my
head. Yeah, who was with the Insane Clown Posse? I'm trying to think. Oh,
the Meanies.
Yeah, who was it? Like Kagan and that.
Yeah,
what were they?
Kagan, the Blue Meanie.
The Job Squad.
No, it wasn't the Job Squad. That was That was
the oddities. The
Oddities, yeah,
Yeah,
man.
the
And the guy
thing.
with the mask and the Cartman t-shirt. Yeah, man.
fucking-
I don't know
Oh,
who that
the
was.
Blue Meanie, really.
I don't know who it
Sure,
was.
with the Blue
Fucking
Meanie.
Google it. I don't know. And then Kurgan, big ass Kurgan who just looked like a fucking giant.
What's
And then
the called with the shit locks?
Luna.
Yeah, we got one earlier.
Luna, yeah. Wow, that's mad. And then the Job Squad was Al Snow and Bob Ollie after he came out of his Sparky Plug gimmick. It's for Alex right there, Sparky Plug. And somebody else, but I can't think who else was in it. Somebody else was in it. Al Snow, Bob Ollie, and was it like Scorpio or something like that?
It could have been.
And
I was going to say Steve Bradman, but I don't know who was in it.
yeah, it's mad that like little gimmicks like that existed and things like that don't anymore. Golga, there you go, Insane Clown Posse.
Yeah, carrying because he had the fucking Eric Cartman doll, didn't he?
Yeah, man, and George the Animal Steel was a member. Look at him. That's mad. And Sable, I didn't know Sable was a member.
Is that me? Like
yeah,
George
man.
the Animal Steel?
Yeah, man. That must be you, George the Animal Steel. I'm
Well,
sure.
They were worthy anyway because he didn't win any titles.
Didn't he? Put them in the Hall of Fame class with Ryback. It'll be sound.
And Coco Beware, yeah.
Coco Beware, yeah. Yeah, man.
Some dancing prick with a parrot's in the Hall of Fame and Randy Savage isn't, man. That's a joke.
Yeah, it is a little bit shocking, I'll be honest. What's Twitter saying? I'm assuming what's Alex saying.
Oh yeah,
Because he's just loving life.
Sable was with them for a bit, weren't he?
I don't remember Sable being with them.
Yeah,
I remember
she wasn't there. She wasn't with them for like long. It was just to get a rivalry with them.
Oh right, okay. I'm on it. What's he saying?
Brian Pillman was great in his time holding Gunter Austin on Raw in his house.
Yeah, that was just mad. That was proper weird.
And the other
That's fucking mental.
The other tees, or Greg's family as we call them.
Why are you being like this? Just because you were in the Job Squad with Al Snow? Find out who was in the Job Squad. Literally you was, Sparky Plug, that's where you got it from. Sparky Plug was in the Job Squad, Bob Ollie. There you go. I love the way you put it into Wikipedia and all random shit's coming up and not the Job Squad. Yeah. It's like, no one's ever asked for the Job Squad. Why do you want this?
Say the Job Squad does not exist.
Yeah, the JOB Squad, lad, there you go. I want a Job Squad t-shirt. If we can get Job Squad t-shirts made, I'm loving life. Yeah, the Blue Meanie was in that.
Just over, bro.
There you go. Al Snow, the Blue Meanie, Gilberg, Scorpio, I was right, and Bob Ollie. There you go, Sparky Plug, loving life. Yeah, man. Who knew, eh? Who knew? Back in the day, factions. You should bring back the Job Squad. Fuck Evolution. Bring back the Job Squad.
What do you mean, bring back the Job Squad? Like, that's what 3MB are. That's essentially the Job Squad right there.
3.5 MB, yeah.
Yep. With that little shit hornswoggle.
Have you seen the WLC match yet?
Greg, I've seen no wrestling since
I thought I was going to catch out there and go,
the very notion of a WLC match does nothing for it.
It was a tiny table and a tiny ladder and shit. It was fucking insane.
It's also racist against Scotland.
What? Yeah, I was thinking that. Definitely racist.
That's instantly where my mind went.
Yeah.
Instantly.
Yeah, man. It's just, yeah, WLC, and I was thinking that's a bit racist for Scottish people, innit? Know what I mean?
And coming from you, that's a fucking big statement.
I know, innit? I know. I hate Scottish people. I'm joking. I don't. I'm lying. I hate everyone.
He has a severe dislike. There's a difference.
I hate everyone. It's nothing to do with being Scottish. It's all good.
You hate whites?
Yeah, I do hate whites. This is true.
Let's move on. Do you know what the big difference is though? Like, see the attitude here that everybody cared about everybody. Like, the fans cared about whoever it was on the card, however shit they might have been. Everybody at least cared about them. There was never any sort of lulls in the crowd. Like, the crowd were never really that quiet. They were always, rowdy. And now it's not like that because they didn't give you a reason to care about these people. Yeah,
everyone had like the gimmick that. Everyone had a gimmick and had a way of like had their thing and time to tell what was going on. You know what I mean? And like everyone had a rivalry per se. You know what I mean?
Like I think about it now, like I don't watch any of the Divas matches because, well,
Well, I didn't until Paige became the champ, and now it's like my favourite thing on Raw.
But I used to, and they had the Tuesday then. But that was possibly because they were always fucking banana panties.
Yeah, it was. It was always like
anyway, so that doesn't really matter.
Yeah, man. So good.
But like all of like the divas back in the day, as well as like being in like the title run or whatever for like the women's championship or like whatever, they all had like a storyline with someone.
Yeah, they all like even divas had like a storyline.
Divas had parts in the storylines, and you don't see like I don't know like. Fucking Sandow come down with a bed.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, there's no like female managers who like
Apart from somebody who was with Fandango, which is do not with him, she's dancing to the ring.
Yeah, that's it.
And then now she's I haven't seen in weeks.
No, she's
signing for the fucking.
She's filming the Marine Fall with the Miz.
Yeah, so she's not even there.
Who isn't a poor man's Maurice at all? What are you on about? That's what I'm going with. Alright, poor man's Maurice. Because Maurice is just smashing.
Listen,
delicious.
That was proper creepy, George. George hasn't said nothing for a few minutes and then just delicious.
Sorry, I forgot it was on the radio there.
Delicious.
That was supposed to be an inside thought.
What's Alex saying? I love that Alex is only listening.
3MB couldn't lace the Job Squad's boots. To be fair, the Job Squad probably couldn't lace their own boots. Catch 22.
This is probably true. I liked Al Snow though. I liked when he was losing his mind and that. Know what I mean? Have you got a possible ridiculous storyline? I was gonna mention.
Like you say, with Al Snow there, anything to do with head was just fucking.
Yeah, head is insane. Like, I'll be honest.
It is like.
Yes, it is.
Like a ridiculous storyline.
I have got these obvious ones that come into my head, like, but I don't really want to go with the obvious ones. Have you got a ridiculous storyline, George?
I've got 3.
Okay, what are you? You're gonna give a rundown, a top 3 rundown?
No, it's not going to be a rundown, but 2 of them involve the boss man.
Okay, my most ridiculous one involves the boss man, but go on.
So, the boss man and the Big Show,
at
the Big Show's funeral, his dad's funeral, sorry.
Yeah, you haven't seen anything to do with the Attitude Era until you've seen the Big Show riding on top of his our fella's coffin while it's chained to the big boss man's truck and he's driving it away at a funeral. What the fuck is that? When Vince sit in a room and go, do you know what will be sound? And the Big Show has gone, yeah, go ahead, let's do it. I've never rolled a coffin before, why the fuck not? Let's have a go. Yeah, man, go ahead, what's your other one?
The Big Boss Man against Al Snow, Kennel in a cell.
Kennel in a cell after Al Snow ate Pepper, his baby Chihuahua.
Oh yeah, fucking
yeah, man. And he was like, and they were in a hotel room, and the big boss man was like, "Would you like some pepper? Would you want some pepper?" When he was like eating the meat, and he was like, "It's nice," and he's like, "Yeah, it's pepper," and he's like, "Haven't even got no pepper?" "No, it's pepper," and he's like, "Yeah,
it's just dog, man."
And he's just like, "Just give me my dog back, okay? Just give me my dog." And I just did. And he's like, "Oh," and then he's going to, yeah, it's just, oh god, yeah, awful.
Yeah, I forgot about that one. I
don't
remember that one. Though.
Yeah, man, awful, proper awful, and which ended up in it was a cage, a cage in a Hell in a Cell, and there was dogs on leashes, obviously, around
inside the cell.
Inside the cell, but outside the cage. Yeah. What the fuck was that? Jesus, I'd rather watch a Punjabi prison match. I'll be honest. But anyway,
I'd rather watch a John Cena match, to be honest.
I don't think you would, but alright.
Right, what's your other one that doesn't involve the boss man?
Yeah, what's the one that doesn't involve?
Triple H humping a corpse.
Nice. Katie Vick. Yes. The storyline that is almost as uncomfortable as the Claire Lynch storyline in TNA. Only almost. Yeah, that was weird. And it's like, you know what I thought was dead funny? Was that for years I thought, because I'd never really seen that rivalry play out, and I thought for years that in the little red thong and the mask and that, it was Kane. I thought it was Kane and was like, why is he playing this thing that he's still banned and he's wearing the little red thong? And it was only when I watched someone's DVD, I think it was the McMahon DVD, and I seen it and he was just like, oh yeah, Katie Vick storyline, yeah, that makes sense. Know what I mean? And he's like, what the fuck kind of storylines got vetoed if you're getting shit like that on air? Seriously. What was, someone was like, nah, we're not. Actually, to be
the only
fair,
one writing in that day.
no, there was like, fucking hell, the only storyline I know that didn't get took to air was friggin' when Stephanie got pregnant and Vince was like, wouldn't it be funny if it was my baby? She was like, no, it wouldn't. That's not happening. So, yeah, that's the only storyline I know that didn't actually make it to air. But yeah, anything else goes. Everything and anything goes. That's it. Fucking hell. Yeah, that's heavy. Katie Vick, man. Fuck me. Gee, no, don't, because that'll be weird, because, you know what I mean?
Then you'll be riding Triple H's shoes.
Yeah. And I have wanted to ride into Triple H's shoes for about 10 years, so it's pretty fitting. I'll be honest. It's all good. What is Alex saying anything there?
There's too much need to be over straight away. You can build a rivalry and you have to choose either.
Yeah, that is
you
true.
had to, like we said, like you had time on the screen and on the mic and actually backstage and doing shit.
Yeah, man.
Even the refs got in on it.
Yeah.
11.
Well, you've got to think, it's
Quality.
like, what's shocking is, well, how many hours, and we've worked this out before, I know we have, George, how many hours did we work out, not like give me an actual figure, but thereabouts, how many hours of TV does WWE do a week?
Before the network, it was between 12 and 14.
Yeah, so 12 and 14. Right, so that's now, and you can't build a rivalry for the Intercontinental title. But 14 years ago, there wasn't even SmackDown, and everyone had time to do what they were doing. Everyone. It's like in a 2-hour show. In a 2-hour show. Know what I mean? And now they've got 15 hours and can't get someone to give a shit. Oh, not even can't get someone to give a shit, but can't find time for Dean Ambrose to defend his US title. Know what I mean? Which he hasn't actually got anymore, but there you go.
What?
Spoiler alert.
Whoa.
Yeah, he hasn't actually got it. I think, do you know what's funny is, like, this is how lowbrow WWE have got these days. But they're coming over to the UK, and they've got Barrett as the Intercontinental Champion, Sheamus as the US Champion, and Paige as the Women's Champion. And it's like, alright, we get it. You want us to cheer. Fucking hell.
Alright, you're coming over to fucking Britain now, yeah.
It's just like...
See what happens the week after.
Exactly. It's like, oh, we're not going over there for another 8 months. Alright, so fuck them titles off then, fuck them right off, fuck them off. Know what I mean? So, yeah, it's... I don't know how long Sheamus is going to keep his title, because he had apparently a backstage altercation with Sin Cara last week. What that means, I don't know, but he tweeted saying it's all being blown out of proportion. That's how the Mexicans and the Irish hug. And I was like, clever. I like it. But yeah, yeah, there you go. I'm wondering, like, I know we're doing our thing, but was there any point, more so to George, I suppose, but you as well, like, do you know when the whole WCW and ECW and, you know, WWE and the rivalry was, not when they bought them all, I mean, like, the Monday Night Wars.
When they were fighting each other.
Yeah, when they were two separate thingies, companies. Was there any point, George, that you were like... Did you watch WCW, by the way?
Yeah, I watched them both.
Okay, was there any point... Okay, well, because I never watched WCW. I am purely a WWF kid. That was me. You know what I mean? I watched WWF. I hated WCW. I read Marvel comics. I didn't read DC comics. I'm very particular about these things. But if you watch both of them, was WCW better than WWF, I should say?
No, but they just had like the more recognisable names, which made people watch because they knew Hulk Hogan, they knew Roddy Piper, they knew Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Randy Savage,
I get you.
Ric Flair, Sting, Goldberg. Like they had all the big names, whereas the WWF were building theirs from within.
Yeah. And,
you know, if Bret Hart hadn't have left to go to WCW, might not be a WWF right now. So
it's probably true, yeah.
It's either Bret Hart bitching about, oh, I got cheated, or having a company. Sorry, Bret Hart, fuck you.
Yeah, it's funny that, like, we have touched on this, we'll say, but it's funny that maybe the worst thing to ever happen in wrestling, not the worst thing, but maybe the most shocking thing that should never happen in wrestling, which is the screw job, is the reason probably why WWE's here. Because it created the Attitude Era, which...
Yeah, everybody bounced off it, didn't they?
Yeah, that's what it was. So it created this new thing of, well, fuck what you think, do you know what I mean? And that's it, and we're going to do what we want, because we want to do it.
Well, isn't it pretty much how Vince got sort of not introduced to the fans, but more...
Yeah, how the quote-unquote Mr. McMahon character was born.
Yeah,
it was from that, yeah.
Then he just wasn't asked then.
Yeah,
yeah. Go out onto the mic and just be like...
yeah, man, yeah. And
it was
like,
me!
Yeah, and he could be like, Brett, screw Brett, and have people hate him, and then the people who hated him fucking loved Austin for the rivalry that they had, which went on forever, and still to this day, fucking Vince couldn't take a stunner. But like, it's just, and it went on forever. But
fucking embarrassing.
Vince,
man.
yeah, man, Vince made Austin who he is, I think, and Austin made the Attitude Era, but that wouldn't have happened without Bret Hart being a fanny. Like I love that.
Got a challenge for you.
Okay, go on.
The Attitude Era needs Mr. Hazelwood and Greg to have a fight in a Toffee Crisp plus the match.
Okay.
Nobody needs that.
This shall be a no DQ match. All weapons allowed, and the winner gets the Toffee Crisp hanging above the ring.
Okay. Can we change the Toffee Crisp because we haven't got rights to it and change it to a clusterfuck bar? Just for SLTD old school fans.
SLTD presents clusterfuck bars.
We have, clusterfuck bars with extra nougat. Yeah, man.
I will find that image, Gregory.
Yeah. We found it, didn't we? Full of nuggets and fuck. Yeah. That's what it is. Full of nuggets and fuck. Fun times. Yeah, let's do it. I'm down for it. It'll be ridiculously, like, one-sided because I'll kick your ass. But yeah, Sean. What would your ring attire be? Mine would clearly be exactly what Bully Ray wears right now. Just saying, because I kind of feel like I'm Bully Ray. I'll be honest. That's Bubba Ray to you in the Attitude Era, and he doesn't stutter or nothing anymore. Don't know what happened with that.
Maybe he just grew out of it.
Maybe. Bully Ray is a beast, and I'm not being funny. Another moment that epitomises the Attitude Era and doing crazy shit, because crazy shit can happen, is a 80-year-old woman getting powerbombed off the stage through a table.
Through a table. Fucking respect to me.
And when she died, Bully Ray tweeted... It
wasn't because of that.
No, Bully Ray tweeted him with like, I remember a story of May and being like, yeah, like it got mentioned about powerbombing her off the off the stage, and he was like, I'm not fucking doing that. And she hit him round the head and was like, no, if you're gonna do it, you fucking do it like I'm one of the lads. Like, don't be fucking being nice to me just because I'm an old woman. Like that. And he was just like, well, fucking alright then, let's go. And that was it. He just got fucking, yeah, that was...
Well, I was going through his head, he done it, but please don't die. Please don't die.
Imagine, please don't die. Please don't die. Yeah, man. Yeah. And then he's just like sitting there and he did that mad stare where he just stared into space like, oh my fucking god, don't die, don't fucking die, don't be dead, just move, just, I'm gonna fucking...
Oh, flick your toe, flick your toe.
Yeah. Just slap you, like, slap back, just like, she's alive, she's alive! Yeah, man.
Roll over to your mouth with a plate of glass.
Yeah. It's mad though to think that she's fucking, like, she was 80 at the time and she was taking bumps like a motherfucker.
She could have tucked the tits into her socks though.
Yeah, they were like old socks.
And
it's ridiculous.
Hazelwood's rolling the tightest spandex you can find.
Yeah, man. It's not good. Right, I'm getting tweets from George, right, that I can't really read because I can't open properly. So whatever you've tweeted to me, like, quote it and put SLTD radio on there. And we'll just read it out because I'm not really that bothered, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
That's how we roll.
It's been that long since I've used Twitter that I forgot how to use it. That's what's happened there.
Yeah, man, let's try that one again. Like,
you prick. After the last show, you said, oh, there's been loads of people tweeting you and there was only one tweet to do with you.
One tweet to do with who?
With me, and the rest was just a conversation that had fuck all to do with me.
Yeah, I didn't say people were tweeting you like they were asked.
Yeah, no, that was it. Like,
but remember this. You said that there was loads of tweets. I just signed into Twitter there. 40 fucking notifications.
That's good. I like that. I wasn't on all of them. I didn't tweet 40 times. I haven't time to do shit like that. Man.
I think I tweeted twice in the same collective conversation.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure.
It was just everyone was going. Everyone was having a go. It was like I think.
Sports Mama.
Yeah, Sportsman was there, Statso was there,
Yeah.
you were there, I was there, you were there, but you weren't there. You were just getting fucking notifications. Yeah, man, we were just having a good time, and you were just still getting tagged in. I don't get why people do that half the time, because half the time, like, towards the end, when you're getting a bit of, like, conversation going, it's dead hard to write in, like, 140 characters or whatever it is. So why add another name when you don't need it? I don't get that. I just think, fuck off all these people, they're not asked, go away. So yeah, what are the tweets I'm getting? What should I read these?
No.
No. Should I read these? No. Sound. Yeah, actually, I can see what you're doing now. Okay, are you getting tweets through? Right. Anyway, there we go. So, at any point, when my point was before we got onto this clusterfuck full of extra nuggets and fuck, was there any point when you thought, wow, WCW is going to win this? Like, WWE have got no chance? Or was it just you didn't know about it at the time? Because it just wasn't a thing.
Was it a bit like Neighbours and Home and Away?
Yeah.
Watched them both.
Yeah. And you just didn't realise that there was like a rivalry going on? Or was it like, you were like, oh my god, WCW is so much better, or WWF is so much better, like, but one of them's, they can't both coexist. One of them's got to overtake the other one. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Or was it just like, hey, I'm a fan, I like wrestling, let's watch it. You know what I mean?
I kind of thought that they had the most, like I said before, they had the most recognisable names, but the WWF was better to watch. It was more entertaining. Like WCW was just all about Hogan and Hall and Nash, and that's what killed them in the end. You know, that and the magnificence of Bret Hart ending up in WCW. Thanks for that, Bret.
Yeah, man.
Gave us the best heel of all time.
He did. I need a small favour from you two. Before we go any further, will you stop tweeting Greg SLTD because it's beeping and it's annoying me, and I can't go in to change it while I'm doing everything else. So yeah, just tweet SLTD Radio. I'm right here, bitches.
Well, Hazelwood's saying that it's Sophie Crisp up to watch Supernatural now, kids.
Okay.
Well, apparently we are great. Keep it up.
Yeah, we are great.
He's got another idea to write. So what, you go and get that idea down.
Yeah, you fuck off, Supernatural, you cheeky bastard.
Before you forget.
I love Supernatural, I'll be honest. Yeah, and there's our milk chocolatey clusterfuck full of peanuts and fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I thought it was nugget and fuck. It's been
That's what's going to be hanging over the ring when Hazelwood and the Gregory movement get down to it.
I might put that on t-shirt, I think. Or something along those lines.
Gregory movement.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. Fuck off, you knobhead. Stop tweeting me, because I can't hear you. Fucking hell. Get on Twitter one time and you don't fucking stop. Jesus.
I remember that time that me and Mark sabotaged that show that you were doing. Just incessantly tweeting you.
Yeah, thanks for that, you fucking knob. Yeah, fantastic. It's amazing we're still here, I'll be honest. I forgot what I was saying now. I was going with something, and oh yeah, you know, on the Predictions League as well, that you didn't do because you shit. Anyway. Sound. Yeah, now my name isn't as it used to be, like Tybo Legend. Oh no, none of that. It's fucking Tybo Legend, #Gregory Movement. Not happy. On the spreadsheet. And what's worse is, my missus did the spreadsheet and sent it to him, and he fucking edited it before he put it on the thing. Just because he's a funny fucker. Like, I'm gonna fucking do that. Or, what's happened is, she's done it, and I'm blaming him, and he's like, yeah, it was me. And then my bed, like,
should have just
conspiring.
Done it and said, fuck all.
We're in cahoots.
He didn't say it. I went on the thing to see where it was, and was like, where am I? What the fuck is this? And the next one was like, you absolute cunt, how dare you? He was just like, yeah. I didn't even say what he'd done, and he was like, yeah, no, funny innit? I was just like, oh, you fucking prick. But yeah, that's the fun times we have at SLTD, I'll be honest. But anyway, there you go. So yeah, as we were saying before the clusterfuck and all that happened, was there a feeling of like a rivalry, or was it just two shows? Do you know what I mean?
You kind of got, like, you were able to tell there was some kind of rivalry, mainly because WCW kept taking pot shots.
Yeah, didn't they start the show quite a lot and be like, yeah, this happens, that happens, Rikishi beats The Rock, now you don't need to watch it, is right? Do you know what I mean? More
or less, yeah, that's basically how it went, and, excuse me,
Thanks for that.
That's basically, you know, WCW just came off as kind of amateur. when they were doing stuff like that, and all the good wrestlers they had on their roster at the time, like Jericho, Guerrero, Mysterio, Malenko, like so many good wrestlers that just didn't get anywhere because Hogan didn't want to give them any time. So
yeah, it's mad when you think about it, innit? Like I've watched the I've watched the rise and fall of WCW, like the documentary. It's proper interesting, but it just makes me. It's just more questions than answers to me. Like there's a bit where Russo's in the ring and Hogan walks out, but it's never mentioned why he walks out, and he's like, this is why the business is shit, this is why we're going under and all stuff like that, and he's like, I'm going, fucked, and he walks away. But they never mention why that happened, which I didn't watch WCW, and I've always wondered. Jericho's on the DVD and he's like, I found out how much Vince bought it for, and was like, I would have bought it myself, which makes me think it probably wasn't worth that much at the end. Know what I mean? Like it was worth buttons because it was so fucked, basically.
Yeah, and it was it's so easy to see why Vince paid so little for it, because essentially they didn't have a TV deal, so all he was doing was buying the contracts of the talent that he wanted.
Yeah, and bought it in the archives as well.
Yeah, and you know, whatever we say, and I might call him like a senile old fuck, but the man, like he's a tremendous businessman and a tremendous promoter. So
yeah, it's mad to think that he probably, considering there was a time when he was probably sitting there thinking, I could literally go under here. Like he was literally fighting for his life.
He went bankrupt like twice, didn't he, or 3 times?
He has been, Vince has been bankrupt before, hasn't he? I have heard that before.
And I did it like a few weeks ago, I can't remember much, we done a show, might have been a couple of months ago now.
Yeah.
Well, another said he'd been bankrupted a couple of times, and I have.
Yeah, it's like,
can't know what for, like, but
it's mad to think that he's sat there and gone fucking looked at the company and being like, shit, all the people who I used to employ now work there. Do you know what I mean? And like, it's gotta be like, to make a name, like it's not the same thing, but for like, if we got massive and we got like fucking global, or we got like huge, and then like we were doing our thing, and George, you were just like, yeah, I'm leaving now, I'm going to a rival podcast or whatever, which isn't the same thing, but it's like, well, nobody would even know who you are without me. Like, I understand that they're offering you more money, but fuck me, you know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't be anything without me. They wouldn't be offering you that money without me. And a lot of them just walked out, which is heavy, I think. You know what I mean? It's like, I get it that you want more money and shit, but I've heard that like when Macho Man left, it was a proper, like, Vince took it hard that he went and he turned up on WCW and that. I've read that a few times, that it was like, it was a shock. So yeah, it's gotta be, it's like little things that you just think, wow, that's heavy. And then for Mick Foley to win the WWE title and everyone turn over is just, if somebody wrote that on paper, you wouldn't really think it. You wouldn't be like, really? It was Mick Foley who turned it round. But it was, yeah, Mick Foley winning the WWE title. That was the moment when everyone changed the channel. And was like,
never changed back.
Yeah,
so.
Basically, yeah. Which is, that's what I mean, that's what's shocking, is that like, something that even probably Vince wouldn't be like, this is the thing that's going to change us. This is the thing that's going to make us win. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like, we'll give the belt to Mick Foley because that's going to get people watching us. I'm not taking away from Mick Foley because he's amazing and he deserves the title, but to look at it, you're like, for every superstar that was in the company and everyone who was like Hall of Fame worthy and working their ass off, and Foley was, but you just think, really? That was the thing that changed it? Do you know what I mean? It's a weird dynamic, and that, like, little things mean the biggest thing. Do you know what I mean? And like, as you say, where no one could have seen the insight of, well, yeah, this is what's going to happen with Bret Hart, but don't worry about it because we're going to change the way wrestling is done.
Says here that, like, just only how Wikipedia, by the way. that when Michaels and Bret Hart were having the rivalry and that,
Yeah.
that they did have issues like off screen sort of thing.
Oh yeah, they fucking hated each other.
Yeah. And it says here when Michael stuff goes into his kicks while making sexual gestures, McMahon legitimately fined Michael £10 for the incident, which led to Michaels pushing McMahon on Adult Humor as the direction WWE needed to go. So,
it was. It was like for everything that.
Michaels had gone in and gone, listen.
For everything that is wrong with the click, we'll say, and everything that is wrong with we'll say Triple H. Him and
yes,
Shawn,
we will say Triple H. I've fucking finally got you to admit it.
Well, for everything that people say about him and Michaels not created, that's the wrong word, but him and Shawn Michaels were the catalyst that got into Vince's ear, and that's what it was. And there's no two ways about that, because it was them three, Michaels, Vince and Triple H, on a three-way call when it was like, we need to get the belt off Bret, what are we going to do? And Triple H was like, fuck it, we're screwed up, that's what needs to be done. You know what I mean? And that was kind of it, and that was the catalyst. And then it was a knock-on effect with everything else, that them two was in his ear, and for everything bad that you say about them, they did instigate. Yeah, they instigated the Attitude Era, whatever way you want to look at it. Really, they turned Triple H from Hunter Hearst Helmsley into Triple H. They created DX. Do you know what I mean? It's like all these things. If they didn't happen, then you wouldn't have the Attitude Era. You wouldn't have the brutality. You wouldn't have a Hell in a Cell match. You wouldn't have a Elimination Chamber match because of these two. So it's strange that like people kind of hate them a little. Not hate them, hate Triple H a little bit now. But back in the day, he was working behind the scenes in a way without people really knowing it. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of, yeah, it's shocking. Like,
yeah, I don't mind Triple H. It's one of those that like.
I love Triple H. I think he's boss. I think he's really good for the business. I'll be honest with you. I really do.
I think he was good back in the day as well. Like,
I do, and I know you've just me, but yeah, I really do. I think WWE is in safe hands if Vince was to die tomorrow. I'll be honest.
Yeah, Steph would get it.
Shane will come back. That's why I'd be in safe hands.
That's another reason the Attitude Era was glorious.
Yeah, because
it's fairly obvious that I love Shane.
There's another guy that doesn't get enough credit.
I know.
Shane McMahon.
Shane O'Mac, underrated.
Won a European title though.
He did, and he had a boss feud with X-Pac.
Yeah.
Yeah. And with Kurt Angle as well. Kurt Angle killed him a few times.
He got battered loads of times.
Yeah, he
took it well though.
Yeah, I reckon he was just like, he went into like meetings with wrestlers and that, and was like, look, what are we going to do in the ring? And the wrestler was like, yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to do this. And like Kurt Angle was like, yeah, we'll do this and do that and do this. And he was just like, look, I can't wrestle, but I've got a proper high pain threshold, so go with whatever. Throw me through a fucking window. Just don't ask me to take a suplex, because I won't know what I'm doing. Yeah. But throw me through a glass window, fair play. Throw me off, like, hit me with a kendo stick and I'll fall like 25 feet onto a cushion. Yeah, sound. I'll do it backwards, not asked. Just don't ask me to do any type of wrestling, because it just won't work. I'll just look like a fucking idiot. I'm convinced that's what happened. It's just like, it's mad to think about it, like, but yeah. Yeah, man, it's one of them things that, like, it's hindsight looking back is that, like, these things, I think it'd be cool if, like, a podcast happened back then. You know what I mean? I would like to do this I wouldn't like to do it in 1999 because I was like 12. Sound like a little girl. Know what I mean? Oh yeah, let's sing out the dinner in a podcast. Know what I mean? But
What happened there?
It's not wrong. Oh god. Oh no. It's happened.
There's my obsession. What a mess to be.
But yeah, that's the thing, is that, like, it's sort of, things like that didn't happen back in the day. Like, it's sort of, the social network side of it wasn't a thing. Do you know what I mean? It would have been cool to have that back then, and to hear people talking about it like now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's a completely different product, because it's a completely different fan. Do you know what I mean? It's a fan who think they know everything, and a fan who think they're friends with wrestlers because of Twitter. Do you know what I mean?
Completely different stories as well.
Yeah, it is. It's ridiculous when you think about it, but it's good, man. Yeah, like, this is this was part 1 of our Attitude Era special, and we're probably going to do a second one, maybe a third one, I'll be honest. But when we do them, I'm not so sure, I'll be honest with you. This is, to be honest, our next show is going to be a payback. Well, it should be a payback special, but we can't really do a payback special because there's been like one.
There's only been one.
So payback.
I've never even heard of this.
So, if anybody is listening at any point and wants to give us an idea for next week's show, rather than something that incorporates what we could do is payback predictions and something else, that'd be cool. But
after Tuesday the past.
how we're going to do that, I don't know, unless we just do purely payback predictions. I'm not sure. We'll work it out, but if anybody has any ideas, by all means, tweet us, SLTD Radio, do our thing.
Hashtag Gregory Movement.
Make sure you get the hashtag Gregory Movement though.
Yeah. Hashtag fuck off, alright.
Don't hashtag fuck off, that's not very nice.
Let's change this motherfucker's life.
It's already changed. Sitting here, aren't I? Fucking hell. There you go.
I did tell you I would change your life, and not for the better.
I know, that's true. Also, we have got, which actually very, very first show was 2 years ago, next month. Not entirely sure of the date, but it's next month. Now, we haven't done a show every 2 weeks or every week for 2 years, so it's not really an anniversary special because it's not really. We haven't done it for 2 years straight. We've been on and off and doing our thing, and yeah, man, I think we've caught our stride now. But it's nice to always reminisce slightly as we've just done with the Attitude there. Never know, I might get fucking Steve Bradman on the Al show.
I'm gonna watch some more Attitude because I've just thought of my favourite storyline from the Attitude Era.
What's your favourite storyline?
The Ministry, the corporate Ministry.
Yeah, I've just finished watching that.
Especially where I think is it Survivor Series, at the end of Survivor Series where Steph gets put on the Undertaker's cross.
It's just before Survivor Series. I think it's a Raw.
It's not on Raw, is it?
It might not be. It might be SummerSlam actually. I can't remember, but I know what you're talking about. And Thingy ends up.
And then all the corporation, all the ministry are out there in the hoods, and then Steph ends up on the big cross. That's where they find her.
Oh no, I wasn't thinking that. I was thinking when Austin, when Undertaker's like, I want you to deliver some money or whatever it is to Ian, and he's like, I want Austin to do it. So Vince has to go to Austin and ask him for a favour, and Austin won't do it. And then she's getting tied to the cross in the middle of the ring. And all the ministry are there, and Austin's music comes on, and he just comes down and kicks everyone's ass, and then unties her and that. And yeah, man, it's what are you laughing at? That's what happens, isn't it?
Just how amazing.
It's just yeah, it's good, man. It's all good. And then after the show,
that's
right,
what I was laughing at.
which I didn't know. After the show, he was like drinking Steve Wises and that, right? And there's a picture. If you go on the picture's boss actually, he's got like Steve Wises doing his bevies and that. But after the show and the cameras have stopped rolling, and he looks at the cross and like gets on it like he's surfing because it's up against the ropes.
Yeah.
And there's a picture of him like sort of surfing on the Undertaker's big T with the X on it. It looks boss, man. But yeah, little stupid things like that make me laugh.
Yeah, because that was like one of my favourite fucking bits. That.
Man, I've got them all on DVD.
Like kidnapping people and then next one I with them.
I've got them all on disc there. Like if you want to lend them.
I fucking need to watch like.
Yeah, you need to get up to date. You know what though, right? I always think I'm gonna watch Attitude Era stuff and then realise that I'm a week behind on something, or like I need to catch up on TNA, so I never get to because there's just too much wrestling.
Time is of the essence.
Yeah, it's not the best. But anyway, yeah, I think that pretty much wraps us up. I know the show is a little bit shorter this week because the first 10 minutes didn't record, so I'm not gonna try and fill 10 minutes with more bullshit because we'll let it just didn't happen. So there you go. So yeah, I'm gonna throw out the obvious. This isn't actually. Do you know what? We're not gonna do our Sheamus plugs. We're gonna do some Stone Cold plugs because I've got his music here. So. Oh god, still playing. I don't know what happened there. Sorry. I don't know what was going on then, that was mad. Yeah, that's Stone Cold plugs because it's the attitude there. I haven't really got anything that fits in. Not like that's like Sheamus, you know what I mean? That kind of works for the attitude there.
I don't know, a Stone Cold plug.
Yeah, Stone Cold plug, yeah. I don't know. Yeah. To be fair, I'm a fucking idiot. We should have gone with Sparky plug, shouldn't we? Really? God damn it, I'm a fucking idiot. You only just got it now.
Absolutely.
Should have got his music. Gutted. Should have gone with Sparky's plug.
Next time on SLTD Radio.
So annoyed at myself. This is why we shouldn't have gone live because I could have edited that out. Damn it. Anyway, no matter. Yeah, we're going to do our thing and plug who we plug and do what we do. So yeah. George, where are you? What are we doing? What's happening? Are you alright? What's going on? Give me some plugs, lad.
I'm actually working on an article about Paul Heyman as we speak, so look out for that at some point in the next week or so. Other than that, keep supporting everybody that writes on the site. You know, everybody puts a lot of hard work in to give you fresh content every day, and we don't do it for the good of our health. So get your arse over to sltdwrestling.com, read, comment, do whatever you want as long as you're reading everything that goes up, because everybody deserves you to read their stuff, so fucking get on it.
Fucking get on it.
And that was a Stone Cold plug.
It was, yeah. Where are you? What's your Twitter, Facebook, business?
Well, there's an easy way to find me on Facebook and Twitter.
Okay. Is it something to do with a hashtag that I'm going to hate?
That's exactly to do with the hashtag.
Just go in the search bar and search this hashtag, and every single tweet from the last 2 months has been from George. You'll find them. What's the hashtag?
It's Gregory Movement.
Yeah, everyone loves a slave name. Anyway, what is it really? Come on, play the game.
I'm playing the game. Hashtag Gregory.
Alright, fine. Okay, that's fine. Do you want to plug anything, Mr. Wilson? Wills.
Hashtag Gregory Movement.
Wow, I can see where this is going. Fantastic. You should write. You should do something.
I'm struggling to fucking.
To be fair, that's true. You struggle to watch. You struggle to watch it, and you struggle to tweet. But imagine having to write something.
Exactly.
Can't even use 140 characters. Fuck me.
Exactly.
Jesus.
I've been doing a bit better with me. Not I haven't. That's a lie.
You have a bit. You pop up a little bit. You don't do any in wrestling, but you pop up
I said tweak a little bit.
You know what I mean? Actually, do you know, this is totally non-wrestling related, right? But I'm going to ask you because I've always wondered. Not always wondered. I kind of know, but I want you to tell me, and because you're the man in the know, right? I'm going to ask you because we're here, and if I forget, then I can listen to the show. What does 420 mean? The 420, the whole weed thing. What's 420?
What's 420?
Yeah.
4 days off, 20 days on.
What is that?
Well, if you smoke so much weed, then you get to a point where one juice won't get you stoned. So 20 days smoking.
Yeah.
4 days off.
So
and then 20 days smoking. So
there you go. Fucking hell, right, never wondered, but yeah. Only because you tweeted something that had 420 in it, and I went to see that Bad Neighbour the other day, and it says one of his code on something is 420, and I was like, I see that all the time, and never know what it is, because that's not what I thought it was.
That's where I got it from anyway.
Well, yeah,
I don't know
so
where
yeah,
that's
it's just, I seen something I wanted to ask you, but totally forgotten because you're sitting in front of me, and I can. There you go. But yeah, I just wondered, that's actually quite clever, that makes sense. 420, I'm on it. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, here you go. Where do you want to plug anything? Do you wanna say? Do you wanna do your thing?
I'll just say ta-da.
Okay. Where you're on Twitter?
I'm on Twitter.
Okay.
Follow me on Twitter.
Okay.
If you want, like, joining the 106 people.
106, eh? What's your
Lying.
what's your Twitter?
It's LILPIPDJANO.
There you go,
I've
lad.
got to say, it's that little bit, you know.
There you go. That's you like. I see your jingle, but you went a little bit premature with your jingle.
That's why at the end I said I was supposed to say it.
Yeah, there you go. It's so good.
I fixed it, lad.
I like the jingle. I like it. Sounds like it. Sounds like a mouthful though.
Just little pip, you know.
Sounds like a mouthful. I do that a little bit too well, I'll be honest. I was listening back to an old show and was like, wow, I do that like I know what I'm doing.
I'll do it like a pro.
Yeah.
Always have
So
that.
I know. Dude, seriously. Yeah, right. I'm always Greg SLTD. That's me. You can follow me, tweet me, do your thing. I also do the SLTD radio. So if you see tweets or whatever, it's me. I'm just playing around doing my thing. It's all good. Tweet me, it's all good. I don't mind. You can tweet whatever you want. Someone will get back to you. Probably me, maybe not. Who knows? One of us will. Yeah, go on the site, as George mentioned, sltdwrestling.com. I'm just thinking we're like going global with anything. Yeah, sltdwrestling.com. Check out pretty much everything. Like these bits. Starting to cover, we're doing a bit of Japan wrestling, obviously WWE, a bit of TNA. We've got podcasts on there who isn't ours. The MFX guys who are amazing. Like, if you like SLTD radio, you will like MFX. It's just the way it works. They're probably funnier than us, which is kind of annoying, but whatever, you know what I mean. They're doing the thing. We do ours. It's all good. So yeah, go and check them out if you're checking us out. And yeah, man, it's all gravy. If you read something and you like it, comment, say you like it. If you read something and you don't because you don't agree, comment, tell us. And as I always say, if you have a strong opinion on something because someone wrote something and you completely don't agree, get in touch, info@sltdwrestling.com, and you may get a guest post and we can decide if you've got a point to say or not, if you can string 3 words together. Well, more than 3, but you know what I mean. If you're the fucking proper alabaster retard, then you're not going to get on the site. But, you know what I mean? If you've got a strong opinion, then, you know what I mean?
That's the greatest thing I've ever heard you say.
So, yeah, if you think you can do it because you're reading something and think this kid's chatting shit and he doesn't know what he's talking about, then fucking get in touch with us and put your money where your mouth is, as the saying goes. And that's us. Obviously, follow us on Spreaker. If you don't, because you know you can keep up with our shows and we schedule and stuff, and you know what I mean. And if you're listening on Spreaker, do me a favour. Just there's a little heart button at the bottom. Just click it for me to say that yeah, you like this shit. It's all good. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's pretty much us. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Google Plus. Follow us on Instagram. YouTube channel, pretty much any social network. Just put SLTD in. 9 times out of 10 it'll tell you wrestling's there. Like 9 times out of 10 it doesn't matter what PC I go on or what laptop I go on anymore. If I put SLTD in, one of the options, mainly the top one, I'll be honest with you, is SLTD wrestling. So just click on it, that'll be us. We'll do our thing, say hey, listen to us play, you know, our videos and read our stuff, like our pictures. It's just, you know, it's a nice thing. Comment, interact, that's what we're here for. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. That's us. There's one thing I will say, and I did want to say this at the start of the show, but if you're listening still, which you're probably not, but fuck it, I am looking to basically want to obviously expand SLTD Radio to a global audience, and to do that, we've got to stop. We haven't got to, but I want to stop using other people's music. I want a jingle or a tune to start the tune with. I love Fort Minor. Remember the name, it's amazing. But I don't own the rights to the song, so you know what I mean. So if you are a band or an artist or whatever it may be, and you make music and you want your tune to play at the start of our show, near enough every single show, you will get slight exposure or maximum exposure. We will mention who the name of the song is and all that. Get in touch with us, as I said, info@sltdwrestling.com, and any other inquiries or messages or anything you want, a little bit of mail and that, just say you like us, say you hate us, give us some hate, give us some love, it's all good. info@sltdwrestling if you want to email us for any other business whatsoever. And that's us. That's everything. Any more? I hate that saying. I don't know why I keep saying it. No,
I'm dying for the piss. If that makes a difference.
Oh, you go, mate. That's sounds. Just go now. Just go, man. Just go. Yeah, that's us. We will see you in 2 weeks with some sort of show, but we'll let you know what it is. Have a good one. We'll see you again.
You ready? Let's go. Yeah. For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, yo. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name. He doesn't need his name up in lights, he just wants to be heard, whether it's the beat of the mic. He feels so unlike everybody else, alone, in spite of the fact that some people still think that they know him, but fuck him, he knows the code. It's not about the salary, it's all about reality and making some noise, making a story, making sure his click stays up. That means when he puts it down, Tox picking it up. Let's go.
Who the hell is he anyway? He never really talks much, never concerned with status, but still leaving him starstruck. Humble through opportunities given despite the fact that many misjudge him because he makes a living from writing raps. Put it together himself, now the picture connects. Never asking for someone's help or to get some respect. He's only focused on what he wrote. His will is beyond reach, and now it all unfolds. The skill of an artist. This is 20% skill, 80% fear. Be 100% clear, cause Ryu was ill. Who would have thought he'd be the one that set the West in flames? And I heard him wreck it with the crystal method, name of the game. Came back, dropped Megadeth, took him to church. I like Bleach, man. Ryu had the stupidest verses, dude is the truth. Now everybody giving them guest spots and stocks through the roof. I heard he fucking with that stock.
This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
They call him Ryu, he's sick and he's spitting fire. And Mike got him out the dryer, he's hot. Found him in Fort Minor with top, but a fucking nihilist porcupine. He's a prick, he's a cockpit type. Women wanna be within rappers, hope he gets shot. 8 years in the making, patiently waiting to blow. Now the record with your notice taking over the globe. He's got a partner in crime, his shit is equally dope. You won't believe the kind of shit that comes out of this kid's throat top. He's not your everyday on the block. He knows how to work with what he's got, making his way to the top. He often gets a comment on his name. People keep asking him, was it given that birth or does it stand for an acronym? No, he's living proof. Let him rock in the booth. He'll get you buzzing quicker than a shot of vodka with juice. Him and his crew are known around as one of the best. Dedicated to what they do and give 100%.
Forget Mike, nobody really knows how or why he works so hard. It seems like he's never got time because he writes every note and he writes every line. And I've seen him at work when that light goes on in his mind. It's like a design is written in his head every time before he even touches a key or speaks in a rhyme. And those motherfuckers he runs with, the kids that he signed, ridiculous, without even trying. How do they do it? This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name. Fort Minor, M. Shinoda, Styles.